That's set. And we should be good to go.
Yay!
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show about cosplay, conventions, all the nerdy bits and bytes, including cats on stream.
He always wants to be the star of the show.
No,
Say hello.
I got my cat right next to me, sitting on my bed.
This is cute.
Yeah, licking herself.
Your cat looks so much like my cat. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I love cats.
Yeah, hi, Tifa. Yeah. Okay. All right. So whether you're watching through Twitch or you're going to listen to this afterwards, there's a strong chance that the last episode no one could hear me on Twitch. That's my bad. That's why I called it a test run. That's why. So now I hopefully should have all my shit figured out. I'm very, very happy and excited to have with me the incredibly lovely k8Sarkissian on as my guest today.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy morning. It's actually been a busy week because I just got back from a con. So I had a few days that I did like nothing, which I needed to. But today I sort of get back in the rhythm, you know. So.
Right. So, yeah, no, speaking of which, hopefully this should be a fun episode because, yep, you just did get back from a con, but technically almost like two cons very recently. So,
yeah,
we're going to dive into that soon. But I guess before I start grilling you on your quote unquote cosplay origin story, so I actually just brief history on how I found you. I think it was most likely right when you started to blow up with your, I'm like 98% positive when you did a Pokemon Gajinka of Xerneas from Pokemon X.
Yeah, that's so funny that, you know what's so funny about that? I wore Xerneas. Actually, there's a little, she's right there. I wore her to Katsucon like 5 or 6 years ago, but it was so bad. It was so bad. So then, and it was bad. So I think that was February. Then WonderCon was like a month after, and I redid her, and then that's the one that blew up. Thank God, I almost was like a nobody, which I still feel like I'm a nobody. It's like I didn't blow up, but after that, like everyone kind of like started seeing, like I started getting posted a lot. So I don't know, like if that's the one. That was a good one. I'm not going to lie. The second version, the first one, oh my God, I cringe still to this day. It was so embarrassing.
Hey,
do you know how many cosplays I have that I look back and I cringe? Oh my God, so many.
Oh, it's a big number. Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Like everyone's first cosplay or a couple are cringe. I will get my first cosplay and be like, oh, why? It was
what
legit.
Was yours?
What was mine? It was so my brief, I got my start into cosplay because I was obsessed, so I had a crush on Jessica Negri. This was back in shortly after she blew up with her sexy Pikachu.
Yeah.
Back in
2007,
10 years ago. Oh my God.
More than that. I think it was like 2007. I don't really know.
No, I think I want to say it was 2011.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I was mistaken.
Yeah, no, I might. Well, no, because then I met her at PAX East in 2012 when she won the Lollipop Chainstar contest and became the spokesmodel for that game.
That's awesome.
And so PAX East was like part of the like convention like tour circuit.
Mm-hmm.
So I wore the new 52 version of Nightwing from DC Comics.
Nice.
And it was
nice.
I hot glued his red emblem on a black Under Armour long sleeve shirt and wore like black. I think I wore like black costume pants or like a Halloween costume that somehow fit, and foam sticks, which were weapons. So. And then I think I realized then that, like, you know, I had the wig. I bought the wig and I was wearing it. And it looked odd, but, like, it took me until, I think, the day of the con where I realized that, you know, the wig that I had, it had, like, a hairnet, like wig cap on the entire time. I didn't realize it. That's why it was so neat.
Oh,
It was so neat and in place. So then when I took it off, it started to get a little messy. I was like, no, wait, this kind of makes more sense. So,
that is so funny.
yeah,
Oh,
no.
wigs. Oh, man.
I look back on those photos and I look at us now, and I just like, oh man, me and Jess were like babies.
Little baby
little
cosplayer.
babies. Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess. So Xerneas was your first cosplay?
Actually, no.
Oh.
It's kind of hard to say exactly what my first one was because, well, I mean, I guess my friend wanted to go to a local convention we had here in Reno. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and it was like a Wizard World or something. Like if anyone remembers those, I think that they're 100% out of business. I'm not really sure yet, but yeah, and like I was watching like that show, like Heroes of Cosplay, because my friend was into cosplay, and I was like, okay, let's do this. So I always hate to admit this, but the way that I would like look for cons is I would look for the cosplay music videos that like was very widely popular back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And and there was one I think from Sacramento, and these other people, they did Pokemon trainers, and then they like had remote control little RC cars, and they had little Pokemon on top, and that's what I did. I was like, okay, we're going to do that because, obviously cosplay is going to be kind of copying some things. So I did that. We entered the cosplay contest because that's what we thought you had to do. Which is still a very good thing. But, and we ended up winning. I don't know how. And my sleeve was sewn on inside out. And by the way, we were up against Destiny cosplayers. I think there was some Halo like big like armor builds. I don't know why we won Best in Show. I think it's like the judge, like it was Abby Darkstar, if you know who that is. I absolutely love her to death.
Yep.
She's still in the game. I freaking love her, but she was so excited about these RC Pokemon, like the little Pokemon on the RC car. And we won. And then I kind of just took off from there. I was like, what is the next con? So then,
right.
So there was that. And I think my next cosplay was Asuna from Sword Art Online, because that's when I first started getting into anime, and that was my very first cosplay. My very first anime.
Okay.
And I bought that. I don't remember where I bought it from, but I bought that online. And the shoes, I was like, okay, I'm going to make the shoes. There was something, I like wore white shoes, but there was something to her shoe to look like a boot. And it was like, I used craft foam. I watched a tutorial on how to like do craft foam stuff. And instead of like a heat gun to like heat it, I don't even know why. I don't even, it was 2mm craft foam. I used a candle, and I like burnt the craft foam, and I still used it anyway. It was like all like plastic. It was so weird. I don't know why I did it, but that was at ALA. Back when ALA was a lot of fun. But I also did, I guess
fun.
like,
My God.
I don't know. It's like maybe that's not really like my second cosplay. I also did Assassin's Creed Pokemon, which was awful, by the way. Oh, the journey. The journey. There's so many. So yeah, and I also like, Halloween was like my favorite. So I did like a Buzz Lightyear costume like the year before. So like that, I also kind of wore that to cons.
Okay.
Like it was a really bad one. So I don't know. I'm going to say though, my first cosplay is going to be that RC car one, the Pokemon trainer.
Okay.
So.
All right. Very cool. And so I'm just assuming that, I guess from when you were younger, like were you always into like the nerdy stuff?
No. It's so weird.
Oh,
and
really?
like I always go back on this, and I'm like, I do not know anyone who played Pokemon. Like I went from a very small city. I'm from a very small city. I'm from Nevada now, but I grew up in Carson City, which is the capital, and it's a smaller town. And I remember, I keep on thinking back to my elementary school, which was like a very like, a bad area kind of elementary school. It just like, so I didn't know anyone who played Pokemon. I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. And then when people are like talking about how they watched Sailor Moon and like Pokemon, what channel was that on? Like, I do not know. Like, I don't know anyone who watched it. So it's like, I'm sure that if I was introduced to something like that when I was younger, I would have known, but I don't even think I heard about Pokemon until I was in middle school. And So it's just weird. Like when people talk about Beyblades, nobody played that. Like I don't know where all this came from. This was in a small town. Like obviously, it's so weird to think that. And then also there's one more. Oh, Tamagotchis. When people talk about Tamagotchis, I'm like, what the hell? That also wasn't something that was just in my town. But we had gigapets, if anyone knew what that was. And I brought that up recently and somebody was like, oh, that's the poor. Oh, oopsies. My computer is going. Can you still hear me? Okay, yeah. My computer blacked out. That was really weird.
Oh god.
But we had gigapets those were like our Tamagotchi. So maybe it just was different for my town. I don't really know, but that's so weird. I always think about that. But no, I didn't start getting into cosplay or into anime until like about a year or so before I started cosplaying. So Sword Art Online was my very first anime. And then my second anime was High School DxD. So very, very different.
Okay. Yeah. Talk about vastly different genres.
And I was like, oh, okay. Because Sword Art Online, oh my God, what a good story. Hold on, my cat's trying to jump over the computer. What are you doing? Yeah, but it was like a really good story.
Computer fantasy graphics to big titty zombie taking over the school. Yeah, that's a jump.
Also like talk about like Dragon Ball Z. That wasn't like I didn't know. Even Sailor Moon, which makes me so upset because I know that I would have loved that because I did watch Powerpuff Girls. That was on like the Cartoon Network channel or something. Yep. I watched Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and then like the Disney Channel, but there was like that wasn't on that, was it? Like I don't know, like with Sailor Moon too. I have no idea where that was. I would have been all about that.
Sailor Moon, I believe, was on. I want to say like almost like Cartoon Network, almost maybe like.
Really.
I just remember seeing Sailor Moon on Cartoon Network very early on in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I did think we remember waking up before school. It would be Dragon Ball Z at like 6 a.m. and then Pokemon would air at like 7 a.m. before I had to go to school growing up.
That is wild. I don't know. I was more of a Nickelodeon girl. If it was on Nickelodeon, I knew, but I just cannot believe that it was just like something that was just not a part of my childhood at all. I wish it was. I really wish it was.
That happened, I guess. Yeah.
So,
so would you say? I mean, going through like watching you grow, I guess. Well, maybe popularity is the right word for it, or like just growing in notoriety. You just, I mean, like even this past weekend at WaifuExpo, which we'll get into in a little bit. You looked incredible with the cosplay that you made, and like just watching like you.
Sorry, you cut out for a while, so I think that I.
Oh God.
So repeat that whole thing.
All right. Just I guess watching you grow in notoriety, like you've gotten your cosplays now are like really insanely well crafted. Like even like what you wore this past weekend at WaifuExpo, which we'll get into in a little bit. Oh no, what's with the face?
I don't know. I still like, just like I was talking about earlier, I still have those cosplays that I cringe on. Because like, you can stare at a character all you want and you're like, okay, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. But sometimes like, especially over the years, like I really like to cosplay girls with white hair, silver hair, or blonde hair. Now with that yellow of hair, yes. Isn't that interesting? And like, if it's an emergency, then I will. But I've started to realize I really don't like the way I look in certain color hair. And that took me a very long time to realize. So that yellow of hair with Elda, which I'm going to pull her up right now. Now, okay. And like there was another character I did that weekend and she has yellow hair, but hers is like longer hair. But hold on. Where am I? I need to find Elda. Here she is. Okay. So she has short yellow hair. And like, okay. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a little bit out of my comfort zone, but we can make this work. And it's like seeing it in person. I was like, you know what? This looks fine. But then whenever I would take a selfie with someone and I would look at it, I'm like, oh my God, it looks awful. And just like seeing the pictures I got back, I'm like, I cringe because I don't like it that much. I don't know. So it's just unfortunate, but It happens still to this day. It happens because it's just like,
Yeah.
these things, I've definitely learned that there is going to be some things that you're not going to like the way that you look in. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I can't.
short hair, no, maybe not so much, which I did do a short hair with, a Comic Got Kill. I did an agenda and I thought that that looked really good, but like her style, and it's a very, very, very silver hair. You just never know until you put it on. How interesting, right? Like you never know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I
I've
love to sew. So I love to make cosplay. I just love it. It's so much fun. I love to sew. Armor building, it is fun. But sewing, I don't know. And it's weird. I did not know how to sew before I started all this either. Because like, when you're younger, my grandma's like, "Let me
sure.
teach you how to sew." And I'm like, "No, I don't need to know how to do that."
I'm
She's
not
like,
going to need this to help
"Yeah,
me in life.
I'm never gonna need that." So my very first cosplay purchase was a $80 sewing machine at Walmart. And I just didn't know how to use it, but like I just like, whatever, you just kind of use it and just try to see. And then um and then I think I was going with that for quite a minute, and I started to notice some of the YouTube videos I was watching. There was some features on some other sewing machines. And one day I just walked into a sewing machine like store that we have. And that's when I was just like,
Huh.
okay, this is where I'm going to start to change everything. And like I invested in a very nice sewing machine, and I took classes at that place, and I took classes at Joann's, but that was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
it's like you get better and you get better and you get better. And now I just love to sew. It's so much fun. My favorite hobby for sure. / job, I guess. So
Yeah. So then I guess you would say that sewing is your favorite part in the whole cosplay creation process?
yes, I love to sew. I love it. Even when it comes like there's like sometimes you can glue like foam together, but sometimes if I can get it under my machine, I'll sew the machine. I'll sew the foam together. It's whatever. It's just so
Right.
sturdy. It's great. So
Yeah. I mean I eventually sold my sewing machine because I haven't cosplayed in a long time. And
that's all
I
right.
don't have the time and money to like, either make new outfits
Expensive.
or because like my specialty seems to be just working with armor builds and whatnot. I
Mhm.
mean, my most proud piece would have to be I constructed Riku's Way to Dawn Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts
Nice.
out of wood and carved it all up with a sander and a Dremel. And
Damn.
that was a very fun summer, even if I did piss my brother off by getting up at the ass crack of dawn and going outside and
So
working on it
loud. It's
outside
so
of his window.
messy.
It was, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, and then the paint job was fun once all was said and done.
Yeah, painting is fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. So would you say, just looking back at your cosplay, like getting a broad view of it, would you say, well, not so much. Would you say, what do you think is your personal favorite media to cosplay from? Because you've done gaming, you've
Mhm,
done anime,
mhm,
and I'm
mhm.
positive you've done comic books before also.
Yeah, very little, very little.
Very little.
That's a hard one to answer because I mean, I know the answer. It is video games because I don't know, it's like more intricate, It makes me passionate to work on it. Like let's go back to the Overwatch days. Like those were fun builds,
Oh yeah.
Um but let's look at some animes. Like for instance, Kill la Kill. Oh my god, that was such a fun time because it's like those were such like in crazy cosplays. But
Hmm.
sometimes, or like what, actually not Kill la Kill days. Let's go to the My Hero Academia days. When you can actually like make something. Nowadays, a lot of like not nowadays, but a lot of anime is very just schoolgirl outfits or whatever. But video games, World of Warcraft and Overwatch and what else? A whole bunch.
Where
They
the
they have
yes,
different
where
skins. There's so much to it.
the designs really flex themselves. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I I've consistently told myself if I had unlimited time and unlimited resources and unlimited budget, my dream cosplay would, as of now, due to my recent escapade in playing Final Fantasy 14 online,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would love to do a full suit of Dragoon armor.
I love it.
Holy fuck. Oh my god. Just because
I love it.
I love that class so much, even though
Hmm.
I had to stop playing it because of money.
Yeah, a lot of pay to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, video games all the way. It's so fun. I wish I played more video games because like if I have time, like oh my god, when I was playing World of Warcraft on Twitch like way long ago, that was so much fun. Like I loved playing World of
Yeah.
Warcraft and I loved playing Overwatch. But I wish I had more time nowadays, you know? And it's like if I'm not, if I, you know, my hobbies are reading and TikTok and sewing and just like relaxing and then hanging out with friends. Like I just don't have enough time in the day to do all this stuff. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's like video game kind of just gets pushed to the side, which sucks, but it's what it is.
How many all right, how many characters did you roll with in World of Warcraft back in your WoW days?
Actually, this is another thing. So the internet wasn't a big for, you know, you had to pay for internet and like we were not well off when I was younger. So I remember when we had when we had internet, my brother would play Warcraft. And I remember I would try to watch him, but you know, it's your older brother, he's 4 years older than you, and it's like you were not cool. Like I'm not a cool person, you know. So it's like you know, I would walk by and I remember looking at World of Warcraft and be like, I think it was called Warcraft back then, but I remember looking at that and be like, oh my God, it's so pretty. It was so pretty.
Yeah.
Wherever he was, it was so pretty. So I didn't get to play like that was one of the days when internet was like that was your phone line. Okay. So it was like if somebody was on the internet, like it was gonna be my brother. I didn't play. It's not that I wanted to, it's just that I was so curious about it because I was like, it's such a pretty like world, whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
So I never played back then. I actually started playing around when Classic came out again. So maybe before the pandemic, a little bit before, or like during the pandemic.
Maybe. I don't remember.
And like think about jumping into something like World of Warcraft when everybody knows everything and you don't know anything. It was rough, especially because like I wasn't a big
can
gamer.
Be daunting. Yeah.
It's a lot. So I started and I was streaming it, which was a lot of fun, but it just was so hard to like get into it because there was so much stuff about it I just didn't know, but it was fun. I do miss it a lot. I wish I could go back and play it because like doing those quests, that was so much fun. And then there was a point where I was like a little bit more like I was supposed to be doing quests that like weren't my level yet or something because I was getting a lot of help and I just was so lost. But
yeah,
those were good days. The quarantine days. The pros and cons of quarantine for sure. You had a lot of time.
Oh God, yeah.
And then Animal Crossing came out, and then like life was over.
And then that sucked
like,
everyone
Animal
in.
Crossing only. That's all I wanted to do. Which is another like kind of World of Warcraft. They got the quest, and you got your own little world. It's like just as much like it.
Except it was more akin to real life because then you accrued debt, and then like this is too close to home. Stop, make it stop.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Oh, World of Warcraft.
I still haven't.
What a fun game. What a fun game.
I haven't played Animal Crossing in a while, and I'm terrified to boot it up to see all the weed or if any of my neighbors moved away. And I was like,
oh no, I worked so hard to get one of them. I don't remember what was his name. I was so obsessed with him. He was an ostrich, an ugly ostrich, and I wanted him so bad. It was Caleb or something. Okay. I remember my Twitch or like my Discord, like they were all about getting me this ostrich, and I did finally get it, but that was on like the downfall of like, you know, I was starting to, you know, go back to my gym was starting to open back up. So, and like that's what I did. I would wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I would gotta water my plants. You gotta do all that. And then the gym started opening back up, and it's like I was getting up to now go to the gym and then start my day, you know. So sad. Those fun times. Miss it.
Yeah. on a somewhat similar note, like I was just recently like selling some of my old games that like I just don't feel like I would ever play again because I don't even have the system with me in my apartment. But like even though I haven't played it in such a goddamn long time, I do not think I could ever bring myself to sell my copy of Nintendog or the Nintendo DS.
Definitely,
I can't bring myself to do it. It's just like you're puppies. Even though you're
Well, don't
probably
do
fil-
it.
even though you're
Don't
probably
do
filthy in the
it.
game, and I'll never boot it up again unless I'm really curious. But
Just
no.
like the Game Boys, it's like people would like probably get like killed to have their original Game Boy with all their games back and stuff. So don't get rid of it, okay?
No.
It'll be worth something maybe one day.
No, what did I just sell? I sold I mean, I'm kicking myself because I probably could have gotten more money for it, but I sold my copies of BioShock Infinite,
Oh.
Batman Arkham City in the collector's edition. Like the game came in like essentially like the collector's edition art book. At the back of the art book was the slot for the game disc. I sold that. I sold Capcom for the Wii, and then I sold all 3 Metal Gear Solid games that I got for the PlayStation 2 via. They had the Essential Collection maybe many years ago as like a box set. I sold that. I mean, I got $50 for it. Although I'm thinking to myself afterwards, if I had started at 100, I probably could have gotten more for them. But
maybe
it's what it is. Oh well.
It's what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Switching gears, still into cosplay. You were, if I'm correct, Katsucon and WaifuExpo were the last 2 cons you were at, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Katsucon, I haven't been to it in a long time. I've only been to it twice. How was it this year?
I love and hate Katsucon. I don't know what it is. Like, it's such an interesting con. Like, you know, if Katsucon was not at that beautiful Gaylord Hotel, I wouldn't go. It's like, you know, number one, I'm from the West Coast. Flying all the way to the East Coast, that's like 12 hours of travel. Okay, so it's like I do get there a full day early. So the con starts on Friday. I get there on like Wednesday, and I start at like 5 in the morning, and I get there at like 10 o'clock at night on Wednesday. Then I have all day Thursday to kind of recoup. There's not a lot of places to eat around there. I think this is like the older that you get, you start to like, be picky about cons. It's like, it's so hard to eat there.
Yeah.
There is something about, it's not the Katsucon staff. I believe it's the hotel staff. They don't like us. And I don't blame them. Like, it's a young con, like, kind of goes back to like anime, the video game, the difference between anime cons and video game cons. Anime cons is going to be a younger crowd. So it's like, I don't know what it is about that con, but the damn kids that are there, not like young kids, but like the younger version, nothing wrong with it, but it's like, destroy the hotel, It's like, I've heard people like ruin the bathrooms, or like one year there was a freaking fire alarm set off because somebody like left a curling iron on, or whatever it was. But it's just like, I don't blame them, because we're wild. We are wild. We're up all night. We are so loud. But the hotel staff hates us. Like, they really do. It's like you're trying to go to the bar and they close down the bar. They don't want you. Like, they don't want to serve you.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful there. Like, the hotel is just so gorgeous.
It really is.
Yeah. But yeah, and like there's so many, like you can be inside but also kind of be outside, and there's white like curtains, places to take photos, and then there's brick areas, and then there's actual outside. So I don't know. It's like, it's a great con. It really is. And like the hotel's beautiful, but I wouldn't necessarily go if it wasn't at that hotel. Actually, I'm hoping that they do kind of eventually move away from that, because I am sick of going. It's in the middle of February. It's either 2 degrees outside, or sometimes you look out and it's 60 degrees, It's just like, it's always rough, but it is a con that people do bring their A game. And that is what I miss, is people bringing their A game to cons. I feel like it's gotten a little bit, and this is nothing, it's totally fine, but I feel like since COVID, cons have changed a little bit. I feel like it's not like, and like, it's stressful to cosplay. I get it. Like, it's expensive, and it's just like, it's so annoying to do like the con crunch and staying up until 3 in the morning to get the stupid cosplay done. But I do feel like times are just a little bit different now, and I feel like we don't bring our A game anymore. And it's like, it was so fun to go to a con and see people's like bitchin' like armor or whatever they worked on, but it's just kind of gotten a little bit more relaxed, which is fun also. But I don't know, I always like those cons that are like the BlizzCon days. People bring their A. That is the cosplay Olympics.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
fucking BlizzCon.
It's just, it's like, it's a con that like people bring their A game, and it's like, it's fun to see that. It's fun to see that everyone's like what they've worked on, like the art of it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. So Katsucon, hate it and love it. I guess just for those reasons, like, the hotel staff, and there's not a lot of places to eat. So
yeah.
And the cold.
I was hearing. I was apparently seeing stories that someone
yeah,
went to the bathroom in the gazebo.
yeah. I know. It is. There's something about that con. Like I remember seeing like holes punched in the walls there, and like the exit sign, and like the hallways like dangling and stuff. And it's just like people cram like 18,000 people into one room because it's a very expensive hotel. So it's just like, and maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know, but I don't like that. I don't like people hating our community because of bad eggs,
apples,
and I hate the bad apples. That's what I was looking for. I hate that. I want people to be like, oh, I like those anime kids, instead of being like, oh my God, the anime kids are coming. I'm like, I don't like that. So.
Oh no. What cosplays did you end up like making or bringing to Katsucon this year?
Oh, I'll show you. And it's interesting because I have not really taken any pictures of it, professional photos of it yet. So this is Jaina Proudmoore from
Jesus
World
Christ.
of Warcraft.
I was losing my mind over that. You look so goddamn good. Like, oh my God.
Was such a dream build and like I was just like put my heart and soul into it. It was 193 hours or so that took me to make that. And it's
God.
like what's interesting about that cosplay is I bought all the material like 3 years ago before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to make this. There's parts of me that I was like, oh great, I can just make it, it'll be fine. But it's like during the pandemic, the motivation I had to make cosplay was just like so slim. It was so weird. But I'm glad
I could get that. I could get that because it's like you don't have any motivation to make cosplays because cons were being shut down left and right. Exactly. There were very little cons like from 2020 to 2021.
Yeah.
Like no one would go on these outings to like, do photo shoots. It's like, no, I get not having no motivation. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wore that. I wore also, this is I guess I've been on like a cosplay spree lately, which is cool that I got my motivation back. But I also wore her name is Chloe. She is a hentai character.
Okay.
I guess I'll have to pull up my. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that you were calling my name, and I was like, oh shoot.
No, you're good.
Okay, this is, I guess, okay. So her name is Chloe. She is a hentai character, and I made her for k8Expo in December. And then I was like, okay, Katsucon, I'm going to wear Jaina Proudmoore. I do not have any time to make anything else. What else do I wear? What else do I bring? And you really, whenever you go to a con, you think about, you're like, I want to wear something that's going to showcase my work. I want people to be like, see that and be like, damn, hell yeah. I want something this is not so relevant, but since it was something that just was so like a showstopper, because that's like glued on me. It's like you have to think about all these things when you cosplay for a convention. It's like, what is going to be a showstopper? If nobody knows who this character is it something that people are going to stop and ask for a photo? Like that's something that I feel I always think about when I go to a con. Like it needs to be bright colors. It needs to be a showstopper. It needs to be a very popular cosplay. It needs to be, whatever. I have all these like checklists that I always like go through when it comes to wearing a cosplay to a con. So I decided to bring her to Katsucon. Did everyone know who I was? I don't think so at all. If they did, they didn't want to admit that they knew that was a hentai. I had like 3 people be like, oh, actually, I think I do know where this is from. But, you get so many photos because people are excited. They're like, I don't know what this is, but I want to get a picture of it. So I wanted my first Katsucon back, because I didn't go last year, to be like people are, she brought her fucking A game to this con. And that's like what I want. Like, that's what I want to be. So.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. It's funny because thinking back to when I was and the subsequent like upgrade I eventually made to my Nightwing, at the time, the new 52 had like just rolled out on DC Comics end. So I saw a bunch of Nightwings like at con, but they were all doing his classic blue. So it's like, do people still know that Nightwing? So it was a mixture of that, but then also a mixture of, oh, I'm cool. I'm doing new 52 red. No one's doing that version anymore, or at the moment. So yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like give and take. It's like do something popular but a little slightly different, or it's always a give and take. But
yeah,
it is fun to be the one like I'm a little bit different. Like everyone did that, but I'm a little bit different. Like that's always fun too.
Yeah, I mean, there were some cons where like one of my previous cosplays was I don't know if you've ever heard of or played the game Bravely Default.
No.
From Screen. Okay, it did traditional like for the 3DS. But JRPG, and you can JRPG a game like and it messes with the whole job system like in like classic Final Fantasy fashion. So I cosplayed as one of the characters named Ring a Bell, and he had this. I commissioned an insanely looking like awesome wig that I don't. It's still over at my my mom's house because I didn't bring it with me when I headed out. But I was scrolling through because like everyone had like when they changed to a different class or a job, they would like change their outfit. So I was like, what's a cool looking outfit, or what's something funny, like something interesting. One of the classes was known as the performer class, which is essentially, I guess you would say, like a dancer class, where they do dance moves and they buff up the whole party. The main cast character is made up of 2 guys and 2 girls. The guys in the performer class, this kind of was at my disadvantage. You could say they look like Elvis impersonators. So. So picture me I legit bought an Elvis outfit off of eBay or something, and I screwed around with it, like I made alterations, like scissors, cutting up, like adding paint and all that. So I think what also kind of hindered me is that the only times I wore him were at comic conventions.
Okay.
Which I mean. You don't really get a lot of gaming characters at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So it was very few people knew who I was. Some of the people just stated blonde Elvis. I was like, I understand you saying that, but no.
Yeah.
No,
it's wild. Like you really got to know what to cosplay at what con. Like, I guess at anime cons is going to be the most diverse for the most part because, obviously if you're in anime, you're probably going to be into comics and, video games, I guess maybe not. But yeah, I guess maybe there really isn't a con that you can just wear whatever. So it's really, you got to pay attention. Like, what is this con? Unless you are like, this is my cosplay. This is what I'm doing. I don't care if nobody takes a picture or nobody knows what it is, then it, but it's always like, you got to really pay attention to that con.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Do you have any fun memories from Katsucon, or were there any like standout cosplays that any of your friends made that really blew you away, that caught your attention?
Well, fun memories. This is when, like, I guess Katsucon started becoming a little bit more fun. When the MGM finally opened up, which is like not even across the street, it's like a little across the way. I do know a lot of people who stay over there, and like we go to this like party that's over there. It's called like the S-Class party or the Felt party or something like that. Yep. It's really fun because a lot of people like go to that club. And it's like, it's open to everyone, but it's just like, it's like a more of an exclusive club. I think it's because the club that was in the Gaylord was like awful. Like way back in the day, I remember like they just, number one, like once again, they were kind of like mean to us. I think that I don't know if it's that we are not tipping or whatever it is, but they acted like they just didn't want anything to do with us. And then one of the nights, they just didn't even open up altogether. And it's like, we're looking for a place to go and hang out. So anyways, my favorite part about this con was going to like the S-Class party, which was a lot of fun. But as far as like cosplays go, I actually was surprised. I did see actually like 4 or 5 World of Warcraft cosplays. That was awesome. Nice. I saw Jessica was doing her, is it Elder Scrolls or Elden Ring or something? Cosplay.
I forgot. I briefly blanked out. Like, oh yeah, no, Jess was there. No, she was just Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, yeah. For some reason, I might getting that confused with Elder Scrolls. I don't know, but Elden Ring, which looked fucking awesome. I know I saw a lot of like really, really good cosplays. I'm trying to think of like what else. It's like kind of always such a blur sometimes, but there was a lot of really good ones. Yeah, I know, right? There's a lot of really, really good ones. Interesting though. It's like I used to go to cons and see a lot of people I knew and like I've seen them, but it's kind of like since COVID, I feel like there's just a whole new fresh batch of people. So it's almost like it's so weird to like seem like I'm going to a con way back in the day when I didn't know a lot of people. Like it's like before the pandemic, I would go to cons and see so many people are just like faces I recognize. And it's interesting to go there now. And it's just like not really familiar. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
But that's just the way that life is. Like things that people move on. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you have like I don't want to. The only phrase I could think of. It's almost like you have like a COVID was like almost like a transitioning period for like the old guard of like cosplay people that would go to cons like consistently, and like all these new people are coming in, probably getting their start from COVID, and you just like walking around and not knowing who the hell are you.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It's interesting. Good and bad, pros and cons for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else noteworthy about Katsucon this year? Do you want to mention quick?
No, I guess that's it. Katsucon's always fun. Always a good time, but it's never really my favorite con. So, unfortunately.
Do you have a favorite con that you always go to or try to always go to?
Yes. Well, okay. Obviously, back in the day, BlizzCon was my favorite con because it's like, once again, like I said before, like that's like you bring your A game. It's bitchin' armor builds. It's bitchin' cosplay. And also it's like the hotel accommodated for us. Like they would set up portable bars and like, little taco station, and there was always food trucks around. And it's just like, it was just always a really good time. And also let's just talk about BlizzCon in itself. It's like you would go inside and it just was so bitchin' in there, and you can play the new beta for Overwatch 2, or there was like the tavern. It was so cool. It was so cool. Like they went all above and beyond. So that was my favorite con. I'm hoping that they're coming back soon, but let's go to my second favorite con / I guess my favorite con now that BlizzCon is either done or whatever. Hallmat Holiday Matsuri in Orlando is so much fun because it's like a holiday con. Like I love themed cons like that. It's like everybody does whatever they're doing, but like Christmas themed or just
exactly.
A Christmas hat.
Very, very, very ironic because I don't remember the words. Ironic where it's in December, you're wearing Christmas cosplays, but you're in Florida.
I know. It's
what are the odds of it snowing in Florida?
Not very high. Not
very high. It's very, very.
It's like there's a big pool outside, so people are like swimming, and like it's just it's such a good con. Like I love that con, and like they accommodate for us. They have the bars open. They have specialty drinks, like like one year they named a bunch of drinks off of from after My Hero Academia, and like they have like a food. They have a Starbucks. Like they accommodate for us. It's a fun con.
Gotta have that Starbucks. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a Starbucks girl. Okay, I love me some Starbucks. But yeah, it's such a great con. Unfortunately, I do believe that they're getting a little bit too big for their space. So I do believe that they are moving to a convention center soon. And that's not. I hate that. It's like really? Going to the con. You got to go outside. Even if like hotels are connected to it's just different. It's a different feel. So unfortunately, whether last year was the last year or maybe this year's the last year, it's gonna be moving. And it's just like that's what. As I've said with other cons, like with Katsucon stuff, it's all about like the hotel and like the amenities such as food and bars and stuff. It's like it's just once it becomes a convention center con, it just loses a little bit of the magic, which sucks.
You know what? It kind of does. I feel that. Sort of. I mean, I haven't felt it because some of the cons that I've always gone to were always at a convention center, so they always kind of had it feel like
Yeah.
Rhode Island Comic Con was always at the Rhode Island Convention Center until it got too big, and then they combined with having like an entirely separate second venue section in the nearby Dunkin' Donuts Center, which is like right across. Like they connect with each other. But then stuff like PAX East at the Heinz, or not the Heinz, or maybe not anymore. It's either at the Boston Convention Center.
Yeah.
And then you got New York Comic Con at the Javits.
Yeah.
So it's like they've always had their certain field. Because I think Katsucon was the only time where, because funny enough, the 2 times that I went, I didn't pay for a ticket. I lobby-conned it before they got strict about that, and I would just hang out in the hotel lobby the entire time. It was constantly packed.
Yeah.
So
and you know, well, Katsucon, I think this year even had like 30,000 attendees, and it's like, interestingly enough, like that hotel can't accommodate for something like that. But
no,
yeah, it is interesting because there is some cons that I don't buy a ticket to, which, you know, it's happened. Like my goal was to go and get a ticket, but it just like the day just goes by and I'm like, okay, I'll get a ticket tomorrow. And then the day goes, and it's just like, I end up never going to the actual convention. Yeah. I just hang out in like the hotel area where everyone's hanging out. And that's just like, it's unfortunate for the con, but it's so much fun to be at the actual hotel, like hotel convention center area, instead of having to go to a convention center where you get kicked out at night. And it's just, I don't know. I can't describe it, but it's a different feel. Yeah.
But both times I went to Katsucon, we stayed literally almost like the same group of friends that I roomed with. We stayed at the Wyndham Hotel, which is like right down the street. So it wasn't even that far of a walk, but no, I would just wander around.
Yeah.
But like you said, that fucking hotel, good God. Like not even counting like the restaurants that were already in there, the mini shops, like just you could do so much if you brought the right cosplays. They almost had like scenery for everything.
They do. They have scenery for everything. That's why I wanted to bring Jaina there, because I wanted to shoot her by the water. So
you didn't end up doing that?
No, I did. I shot her. I just haven't gotten a lot of photos back yet. I am going to shoot her. I want to shoot her by a pirate ship, but I don't have one near me. And I just want to get the pictures out there, like with my actual photographer. So this Saturday, I'm going to go out into like, I'm close to Tahoe. So I'm going to go into like and it's been snowing like crazy. So it's like the snowy scenery. Yeah. And then maybe I'll be reshooting her again when I get access to like a pirate ship, like go to San Diego or something. Cause she deserves multiple shoots. Okay. And we're going to do the lingerie version as well. So. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fun. We're going to get into that too. Sort of. So I just want to talk, because then you also, I believe you were a guest at WaifuExpo?
Yes.
So, first of all, how was that con?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good con. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a first-year con. So.
Yeah, major props to Bishoujo Mom for pulling that out. Good.
I know.
God. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome. And like, it's kind of funny because I have a con at the end of this month who's also from like community as well. It's like interesting how people are now like, I'm going to create my own con. So that's kind of cool too. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
The way that, some people are doing that.
Fill in the gaps of like, if some states are being very stingy about the types of cons that are happening. Cause I think
that was interesting too, because I went to k8Expo, which is another like 18+ con at the beginning of December. Then I went to this con, WaifuExpo, and those were both in Texas. And it's weird because I had to, like, it was in the hotel. Like I had to like wear my robe and then go to the convention, because it's not like you're not allowed to like really be that skimpy there, which is just so weird. It's like Texas is so different. So every single time I've the 2 cons I went to, I'm like, why is this not in Vegas? So this at the end of this month, I'm going to SumiCon, and that is an 18+ con, and that's in Las Vegas. And I'm like, there we go. Here we go. This is
now I can bear it all and have no shame.
Exactly. Okay, I can just wear a thong and everything's good. No worries.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but other than that, like WaifuExpo was a lot of fun. It was a good time.
Yeah. Did you end up doing? So you were a guest at the con. Did that come with any sort of? I guess I want to say special duties. Like, did you have to host a? Were you asked to host a panel, or how was like the cosplay contest that they did, or?
So yes, I did do a panel, and it's like when you are a guest at a con, I think that you are expected to like do a panel. I have a booth, like a table set up, like 6-foot table or so, and then I like stand there like all day, and I will like sell prints. So it's like I'm meeting people all day, which is like a great opportunity to meet new people. A great opportunity for people. Like sometimes I'm at Katsucon or wherever, and people are like, I didn't see you all weekend, and I'm like, well, you could have, if I was guessing, I would have a table and you know exactly where I was. It's interesting, like the difference between guessing at a con and just going to a con for fun. So different. Partying really late, sleeping in really late, getting to the con at like 2 or 1 or 2 or whatever. But when you're guessing, I need to be at my table like when the con opens up, like 9 a.m., which never really happened. I was always trying, but it's just like it's hard, And it's like you want to represent in a way. I want to post about it. I want to do, I did the panel. I did like a panel about like making money through cosplay. But it's like, you have to like represent the con in a way, which is cool. But I did not do the cosplay contest at this con. I did do it at k8Expo. I don't know. I think that they had like other judges like already preset. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I didn't do that. But yeah, it's like you just want to like represent the con in a way, like be there, be at the rave, show your face, And at other cons that I don't, that I actually fully pay for, I'm just going as a guest, that as an attendee, then you can just do whatever you want, which is great.
Yeah. So I mentioned you did sort of at the top of the episode, you shared, like how you felt with like certain hair colors, and then you showed, I believe, one of the cosplay that you made for that con.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Anime based, right? Because I don't know who the fuck that is. Anime is not my strong suit. I am sorry to any of those who are watching.
That's fine.
Gaming, comic books is my forte.
Okay, that's fine. If there's something for everyone. Hold on, I gotta show you. Oh wait, let me get my actual pictures. So my first day, I did a girl named Liru. Hold on. She is a hentai character from a video game hentai, which is interesting. It's like kind of like an interactive hentai. I guess that's really all I can say about that.
Visual novel kind of thing. Yeah, okay.
Where is it? I guess, okay, so I'm going to show you just the actual, like, not my cosplay, but so her name is Liru, and she's like just a little like wolf girl. She's just super cute. So I wore her on Friday, which this was also interesting about this con. Friday was only like 3 hours. It started at 4 and it ended at 7. So I was like, okay, like I was able to sleep in. That's great.
I've seen some cons do that. Like they start very late in the afternoon. Mostly, I want to say sometimes it's on. If it's on like a school day, like a Thursday or anything like that, I've seen some cons do that. Yeah, so that's not completely far fetched.
And then I did I did Elda. So that's that.
That's the one I remember.
So that was my Saturday cosplay. That was like what I was like working on. Right after Katsucon, I was like, I have 6 days to make a cosplay. So there's that. There's probably another maybe reasons why I don't like this cosplay is because it kind of was done in a tiny a bit of a rush. So there's like just different material I would have chose. Just things I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I wore on Saturday, and then I wore Chloe, the character that I showed you that I was glued into. I wore her on Sunday.
Okay.
So I chose to do all hentai characters. So all 3 of those were hentai characters, because it is an 18+ con. So, and like it's weird because k8Expo, like I feel that because I wore the werewolf girl that I showed you with the the werewolf girl, and then Chloe, and then what else did I wear to k8Expo? I can't remember, but like I wanted to do like more like 18+ characters, like what like waifus, like hentai characters. I did feel here though, I felt like not a lot of people still knew what I was. You never know. That's also the thing too. They're both 18+ cons, and sometimes you just never know. But that's what I chose. All hentai characters, 18+ characters. Okay.
All right. Odds are I've probably never heard of those hentai. I don't.
Right.
I don't do a lot of hentai searching in my free time. I'll just say that. I'll
Right.
just say that. I could, but no, I.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
But once again, it's like, they're showstoppers. So people did come by the booth and they were like saying hi, and like a lot of people like didn't know what I was, but they still wanted to come and meet me, even if they didn't know who I was. It's like that's what's important. Like especially when you're behind a table, you want people to come up to you and then to become your fan, like to start following you, and it's so important to do that. It's like come and meet me. Come and be a part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely 100% feel that. I mean, that's honestly one of the big reasons why, on top of, hearing that everyone brings their A game, that was one of the huge reasons why I went to Katsucon the two
Yeah.
times that I did, because it gave me a chance to see friends that I rarely don't see outside of maybe a couple times a year, if I'm lucky to hear the fact that, oh, they're going to be either guesting or they're teaming up with a vendor to have their own booth.
Yeah.
Like, along with meeting people across the country that I honestly, God forbid, don't know how I'd be able to meet them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
odds are, like, because I mostly stick to the East Coast. Never been to a con on the West Coast.
Okay.
So, like, there's not. So I get to see a lot of West Coast people that I became friends with online, like at Katsucon, because that was
Yeah.
always a dream con for them to go to. And
Yeah.
it's like, what are the odds they're going to go to New York Comic Con or Boston Comic Con? Or
Yeah.
they're very slim. So.
And that's also why I'm trying to go to like different cons, which is why it's like the guesting opportunities are great, because it's like people are like, I'm so happy I got to meet you. It's like, because I don't go to all the same cons they do. If I always go to the exact same cons all the time, like, yeah, sure, maybe you will be able to eventually meet some people, but it's like going to these different cons, especially smaller cons, like it's so important to do, because you just never know who you're going to run into, and like they're so excited. They're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I live only 2 hours away. I'm so glad I was finally able to meet you. I got that so much this week, and like people were so excited, and I was like, yay, I'm glad I came.
Yeah. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, maybe I'll get to meet you at a con.
One
someday.
day.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll be guessing at a con that's near you.
I love that, because I honestly don't know of a time period where, I mean, I got a new job, so maybe within a year or so I could maybe start branching out and like going to a West Coast con for the first time in my life. That'd be a fun experiment to go through.
Yeah. I want to start going to different ones. Like I've never been to New York Comic Con. I've never been to New York actually. But New York Comic Con is really, really close to what BlizzCon when, it's like it was in October, and then BlizzCon's the first weekend of November. So I never went. And then
that's a good reason. Yeah.
The past like 3 years, I've been enjoying October. October is my favorite month. And I hate that I just get like robbed of my October every single time that BlizzCon happens, because it's like I'm making my damn cosplay. I can't go out to a pumpkin patch. Okay, I can't do that. So I've been enjoying so much, even though I love BlizzCon, I've been so much enjoying the fact that I'm able to do, like I just did this last Halloween, I did Beetlejuice and I did Halloween Dark Magician Girl. And that's something that I thought of so long ago, but it's like that takes so much time to make, but I also have to make my BlizzCon cosplay. So I've been able to do what I wanted to do, but I am fine if they do decide to come back this year. We will see. Okay.
Do you have, I know I do tend to ask this question mostly for like, first time people on, and usually I would get the same answer, but it's like picking a favorite child. What's your if you had to pick like what's your favorite cosplay that you've done as of late? Like did like a new one take the top spot, or
this is tough. I get asked this question a lot, and I'm like, okay, this is so tough to answer.
I'm sorry if this is a common. Yeah, I'm sorry if this is a common question, but yeah.
No, but because like I have a different answer for this than I think that a lot of people do. I have so many favorites and so many different aspects of what my favorite is. It's like I have some that were my favorite to make. Jaina Proudmoore was not my favorite to make. I had to remake so much of that cosplay, but I had so much passion. Like I would skip the gym. I do not skip the gym, but I would like get up at 7 a.m. I'd be working on that until 9 at night. And I had the passion. So it's like, in a way, she kind of was my favorite to work on, because I wanted to work on her. I wanted to, the passion was there. I haven't really truly gotten my photos back yet. It's like everything ties together. Monster Hunter, one of the very last cons before the COVID. I had to do Monster Hunter. I hated making every moment of that. I don't know why. I just didn't want to. I didn't have the passion. Didn't want to work on it at all. And then like wearing it, I was like, man. But when I got the pictures back, there was something about the bright colors and then like the hair and then just like the makeup and like my poses, like I like saw that and I just fell in love. I was like, oh my God, it's just so pretty. So it's weird.
Yeah.
Like there's a favorite there. I love to make Dark Magician Girl because I've done it so many times. I'm remaking her again. Like that's what I'm starting on tomorrow. But I love making Dark Magician Girl, which is why I've done her so many times. And this is a whole separate thing. What is your favorite to wear? It's like, because serious cosplays, like if the character's like a badass, you're posing for pictures and you're like, you're trying to look badass because in a small way, you're trying to play the character a little bit. Right. But when you are like cosplaying like a cutesy little character like Dark Magician Girl, you can do those fun, smiling pictures. You're like, and like people are so excited, so it's like that's also something that I have to put into factor too. So Dark Magician Girl is one of them. I'm trying to think. I hated wearing Valera it was like a huge Ebon Blade group for BlizzCon.
For Zach Fisher's Ebon Blade group.
Yeah, 2018, I believe, which was like fun to make, but it's just like I hated wearing it. It was like the shoulders were so heavy and like the contacts, I had to wear those sclera contacts, and like the blades were heavy too. Like anything with two props, forget about it. So I don't really have an answer other than like Jaina Proudmoore, Dark Magician Girl, Ash from Overwatch. She was like so much fun to make. Mercy, I loved making, but I hated wearing because she's just so like stiff. So I don't have an answer for that, but I do have like different answers. So, and the Monster Hunter as well. So it's weird.
Fair.
So that didn't solve anything. Think with that what you will, okay?
Yeah, why not? I'm just getting like half distracted people in Twitch chat saying hi.
Hi. That's cool. I know it's like I can't see the chat at all, so it's like I feel bad. I'm like
Winterfire cosplay.
Heather, baby. Oh, look at. Oh my God, sorry. Heather made this for me. Isn't this the cutest thing? It's Dark Magician Girl, but my Halloween version, and I have it right here.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so sick.
Isn't that the coolest thing? I have so much stuff that people have gotten me. More so up there too, but
yeah.
So fun.
Let me just quickly. So nowadays, sort of branching off, from Katsucon to WaifuExpo to waifus and 18+ cons, sort of branching out. Nowadays, you're mostly a content creator / lewd / spicy spicy site kind of thing. How's that been going so far?
It's so interesting how they tie together, but they're so separate at the same time. Let's talk about way back in the day. It's like sexy cosplay. Okay. It was just sexy cosplay, but obviously anime, it's like, it's going to be sexy. It's like, you got to do it. And then people started making money through it, but it's like, I think about this all the time. When Patreon, if anyone knows what Patreon is, when Patreon first started, it was like a subscription thing where it's like, pay me $1. That's a thank you. $5 for this 10, whatever it was, you can set up whatever you want. And it was very interesting to see all the cosplayers be like, what am I going to do for people to support me with cosplay? I saw a lot of girls being like, I'm going to, give you my patterns every month. I'm going to, do photo shoots for you every month. I'm going to do whatever. And then there was definitely a lot of us that were like, okay, I'm going to do Snapchats for you daily. I'm going to do, sexy photo shoots, lingerie versions, whatever. So that quickly became, let's start making this more online sex work a little bit. Okay. / cosplay. And then the pandemic happened, and it was like, what now? Like no more cons, whatever. But this was not in the cosplay community. OnlyFriends is what I'm going to call it. OnlyFriends was so wildly popular that everybody knew about it. And it's like, I can say the word Patreon to a regular person and nobody would know what I'm talking about. Like that's how we made money. Patreon was my subscription website.
Yeah.
But OnlyFriends was so mainstream and everybody was doing it. Your neighbor was doing, like everybody was doing it because of the pandemic. So wild how it took off, like so wild. So then with that, I'm like, how am I going to make, and at first I was like, I'm not going to do an OnlyFriends. Like, why? Like, I already have a subscription website, And like, I was talking to other cosplayers and they're like, oh, just do both. And I'm like, well, since I have a paid subscription website, I'm going to do this for free. And like, let's just dabble a little bit. But since it was so popular, everybody, it's kind of like being like, okay, this is the interesting example. Everyone knows what Netflix is, okay? When the Super Bowl commercial came in on for like Tubi or whatever, I don't know how to say that, but it's like, it's a new subscription site. But it's like, in a way, it's like people are like, but I know Netflix. So it's like, they're comfortable with that website. Like Tubi, the other web streaming service or whatever, it's like, people are kind of like, it's interesting. Like, you go to where okay? But like, since everyone knew OnlyFriends, it was just widely took off. It's so weird. And then you're like, okay, what do I do? How do I make this different? So then you go, I'm going to start doing some, very, very lewd is what I'm going to say. Like very, very lewd. And then like, just quickly, it just became more, it's like, I'm going to do more lewd and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And it's like, it's weird how, and everybody, like a lot of people that I know are doing it. It's like, it became so much more. So now I'm a cosplayer, but I'm also an online sex worker. Like how weird.
Right.
And these coincide for sure, but they also do not at all. It's so weird. Like what I want my job to be is I want to just make cosplay all day. That's all I want to do. And I know several girls who do that and all power to them, but the money really is about the online sex work kind of thing. So interesting. It is so interesting. So I do both. I don't 100% do a lot of cosplay sex stuff. I do just online sex work and also cosplay. They're a little bit separate. I would like to tie them together every once in a while, but it's just weird how they coincide. And like, it just has gone to that direction. So interesting. So interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting how cosplay kind of gave out to this like, almost like giant boom. I don't know if Renaissance is the only word that's come to my mind of like just a bridge for other people to like, start in cosplay work, then eventually move into the lewd sex work kind of field. So it was interesting.
And like, that's also something I wanted to mention about like with the rise of these 18+ cons. I don't know if I was just like not in the loop or whatever, but I didn't really, unless this is just now becoming a thing, but it was weird when I first found out about k8Expo and I was like, oh, an 18+ con, this is interesting. And then it's like, what direction is 18+ cons going to go? It's like, my thought would be, okay, there's going to be more on the ecchi side, more on the hentai side, more on like, the shows that are just more like, that you want to sell that art and you don't want children walking by it like but it's just interesting how it can also, I feel that it's going to start taking a different direction than that. It's going to be more like a what is this con called? Exotica Con. I cannot believe how many people asked me, are you going to go to Exotica Con when I was at WaifuExpo?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's a porn star con. So it's like, is it going to be more about hentai and ecchi anime? Or is it going to be more about the 18+ content creators? How different, but they're so, it's very, very interesting. I like to see how this is going to go. So we'll see, because I have actually 2 more on my schedule too. SumiCon at the end of this month in Las Vegas, and then I have another Texas 18+ con. What is with Texas? Like there must be like, it must be with something like they're like, oh, we're not allowed to do this, so we're gonna we're able to. I don't know, but that's gonna be in San Antonio, and that's called YumiCon, and so I'll be guesting there, and so I'm very curious to see the difference between k8Expo, WaifuExpo, SumiCon, and then YumiCon. We'll see.
There's
We'll see.
any
Yeah.
similarities. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 Texas ones, 1 Vegas one.
What the
So,
hell is especially
it's
when I think of
crazy.
like the political climate in Texas, it's like that's very bizarre.
I know. I
That
know.
is very bizarre.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. Um is there any other kind of topic or like fun thing that you yourself would want to chat about for a little bit? Because I mean, this is
I don't
wow,
know.
this is going. I'm. I hope you're having a blast
I
because
am.
we're going. No, we're going over an hour, so this is great.
It's weird. It's like, what can I talk about that is not like, and I'm not like here, I don't want to talk bad about anything because like things have just like what I've noticed since I've gotten
No,
back from cons is like things are just different now. But I don't want to say anything bad. Like that's just not my personality at all. But
no, of
I've
course not.
noticed different things that like since I've gotten back like into cons. It's like I feel that I've mentioned this in the earlier. I just feel like making cosplay is just kind of almost a thing in the past. It's so I don't want that to go away because that's my favorite part about this whole job, about all my jobs, I guess. It's like making the cosplay is just so much fun. I love it. I have a passion for it. But I do feel with the rise of this is a great example. Genshin Impact. I've never played it. However, how many damn Genshin Impacts are you going to find at a con? And like those characters, oh my god, the detail. Like I would love to make one, but the
Yeah,
rise of like you can just buy all that stuff nowadays, and
yeah,
I don't see a lot of them being made anymore. It's like it's all about just buying. Oh, I hope that this doesn't sound rude. It's okay. Like I feel that there's like no I feel that people just buy cosplays and they wear them to cons now because it's so much demand. It's so hard to keep up. It's so hard to do online sex work, OnlyFans, this, posting TikToks online, doing photo shoots to post on Instagram, then making cosplays, and then potentially having a whole other job, which a lot of people do, like an actual full-time job. Like it's hard to keep up. What can you do to make your life easier? Buy a cosplay, and I've done it. I've done it so many times. Oh my God, I've done so many. But it's just like, I feel that I see
yeah,
more and more of people just, especially with the younger crowd, like the new ones who are coming in after COVID. I do feel like that it's like they don't realize so much work that goes into making the cosplays. I hate to
yeah.
say it. I don't want to sound rude, but that's just the way that it's
No,
just different.
I mean, it's just the way that the
Yeah.
hobby's been evolving as it's become a
Yeah.
lot more accessible and mainstream. Like
Hmm.
I kind of hear what you're saying because like I remember just getting hyped about some cosplayers like back when everyone was building stuff, like teasing the stuff that they've been working on and showing
Hmm.
up, and I'd be getting hyped about like, especially if
Hmm.
I was gonna see this outfit in person at a con they were gonna be at, like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like my excitement level will go through the roof. But now it's like, yeah, no, I don't see that a lot, especially with a lot of
Hmm.
people
Yeah.
like they do cosplay work, but then a lot of time their main focus is I get it. It's like the spiky site they pay the bills.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It
know.
yeah, no,
It's tough
the
because
climate
I
definitely
do. Yeah.
changed.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like with TikTok. It's like, I don't know. It's just like, it's just tough. It's tough. You go walk around the cons and I don't know 90% of this shit anymore because people are cosplaying memes from TikTok. But do you know how much different? I'm on TikTok so much. Like, it's all different stuff. Everyone has a different algorithm. So, it's weird. I don't recognize a lot of the stuff anymore. People are just like, this is totally fine. Like doing your own like kind of weird OC character, which is totally fine. But it's weird how different things are nowadays. It's like it's just different. Like to me, cons were you build a motherfucking cosplay and then bring that cosplay and you show up like a boss, or you like I don't. It's just so different. It's just different now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But and it's like no shade, absolutely no shade to anyone who does that. But I
No,
just don't want it to
no.
go away. I want to see more people
You don't
building
want that
busting their
magic.
ass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't want that magic to completely disappear.
yeah,
No, I get it.
yeah.
I get it. Huh. Well,
Always was important to like you go up to someone, you're like, I fucking love your work, like you're so good at it. It's like you want
yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Sorry. I think you cut out. I think I missed that entire.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just saying that
It's all
there's
right.
no hate, and I can say this 1,000 times, but there's absolutely no hate. I don't want it to go into it. I don't want it to go into a different direction. I want it to still be the same. I want to still see bitching cosplays.
All
That's
right.
it.
That's it. Okay. Honestly, on that note, that might be an excellent place to end the episode.
All right.
Yeah, no, this was thank you for being patient with me in trying to set this up, because I mean, I've adored your work from afar for so long, and I know we kind of run in the same circles with knowing the same people, but we haven't officially met in person. So I'm hoping that will. You gotta get you gotta get your butt to the East Coast.
Well, I am going to Flint. I don't even know where this is, but Flint, Michigan.
That's
I'm
not
going
on the
to a
East Coast.
con
I don't
there.
think it is. I don't
Okay.
think it is.
Oh, that's your cat. I was just looking around. I was like, "Where's my cat?" That's so funny.
Hi, baby.
But yeah, no, I'm going to SumiCon is going to be my next con that I'll be going to, 18 plus con in Las Vegas. I will be going to, because that's March, and then April, I don't think I have anything planned. I have a lot of things planned at home. May, at the end of May is going to be Fanime. That's in San Jose. That's obviously on the West Coast. Then I will be going to YetiCon. That's going to be in Canada. I'm very excited for that.
Ooh.
Then I will be going to, I think, Anime Expo is after that, and that's going to be in LA 4th of July weekend. And then in August, I will be going to Mexico because I'm doing I think it's 18 plus con there. I'm not sure, but 18 plus or a con. I think it is a con in Mexico, and then San Antonio, and then that's August. September and October is getting ready for BlizzCon if it happens, because I'm praying. I kind of like heard that it might. So that's getting ready for that. And then after that, maybe if I can go back to Ecchi Expo. And then after that, it's going to be Home Ed. My God, that's my year. So
oh my God. Wow.
Oh wait, Flint, Michigan was in one of those. I don't remember where they were. One of those months. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be really busy. So hopefully another con.
Good. Yeah.
I want to guest more. That was my goal this year. It's like I want to guest more. I think that last year I went to like a couple of cons, but this year I wanted to guest more because I want to venture out and meet more people. And it's like that was my goal this year. I want to guest more. I want to be a part of it a little bit more. So
yeah. Legit my
I'm guessing away.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh man. Girl, you're getting that working. I know as of now, my plans are PAX East is in 2 weeks in Boston, and then most likely, I think I'm just going to go to either Boston Comic-Con or Rhode Island Comic-Con just for a day.
Okay.
Just particularly just to get some comic books graded. That's pretty much the reason why I'm going with a friend too. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
But I mean, yeah.
I don't have any Comic Cons actually on the books, so maybe the one in Flint, Michigan is like, I'm not really sure actually. So, but interesting. But yeah, I would love to go to Boston or New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con. I've never been. There's so many. See, that's the thing. There's so many every single weekend, and you're like, oh my God, I can't. But one day, okay, we're gonna meet one day. All right.
I know. Yeah. No, we will. Just. Yeah, no, because it sounds like your August is pretty booked up, because I think Boston Comic Con usually is in August.
That would be nice, honestly. Isn't it really cold there? Which one was it that was like, or maybe it was like I don't know, Otakon or something. Isn't that in Boston? And I heard it was like in the winter it was freezing.
Otakon, I believe, is
I'm not doing cold
maybe they moved, but I feel like I remember that it was always in Baltimore.
Okay.
In Maryland.
Oh, okay. I'm not doing cold cons. I think that like now that I'm getting older, I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. I want to be warm. Like because I already got to wear almost nothing to a con. Like I want to be fucking warm. I'm sick of it. So I think in May I'm going to be going to I think the Bahamas, because my photographer is going there, and he was like, if you want to shoot bathing suit cosplays, I was like, okay, so I might be doing that. I don't think it's a Bahamas. I don't remember where it is, like one of those. So
it's somewhere tropical.
That's my year. It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
So wild and fun.
All right. Well, I hope everyone watching live on Twitch and listening through whatever podcasting platform you are on has enjoyed this episode. Kate, if people want to go find your work, where do they go?
Well, is mine? Are they seeing the same thing I am with like the k8Sarkissian?
Yeah.
On the screen. Okay, so k8Sarkissian right there. That's where I am on Instagram, and thankfully I'm not shadow banned anymore.
Yeah.
Don't follow my TikTok. I am not a part of that. Oh my god. But it's weird. I love TikTok. I watch it all the time, but I just don't really make the videos. I wish I was better. But
I think I deleted my TikTok because I just well, not so much my account, but like I just deleted the app on my phone because I keep hearing people say that like it is a soul sucking.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, it takes
very
up
bad.
my whole life. Oh man, like I could sit on the couch all day. Yeah, but it's funny because like I did start a TikTok underneath this name, but I can't log into it anymore. So then I did just k8Sark, like just k8Sark, and so that's the one that I'm kind of on. I'm on all the time, but I'm never actually like posting anything. I wish I was better at that, but I believe that my only friends is _ then k8Sarkissian. Or you can always type in K8 cosplay, and that's like my website. So it does show my Twitter and my Instagram and my everything else. So yeah. So that's that.
All right. And yeah, now that I have things figured out on how to do this properly on Twitch, future episodes will go a lot more smoothly. And if you guys want to keep up with me, it's Blue Lightning Cos that you'll see on the screen, where I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and I stream on Twitch mostly on the weekend, unless we get surprise podcast recording like we're doing right now. But I can't thank you enough for letting me do this with you, Kate. This was absolutely incredible.
It was fun.
And I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching us babble on. And I will see you guys all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.